Hello, loves. Good morning. I am Divine Celion. How you doing? I am on here this morning because I was on Facebook, which I try not to go on, and I saw a saying that kind of pissed me off a little bit or rubbed me the wrong way. And it was like, I'm sorry. If you're good to people, you're just going to get used. And I was thinking to myself, I said, I wish people would stop lying and stop trying to naysay folks and stop playing with people's mental health. First of all, that statement is false. Second of all, why do you think I'm on here teaching you how to love yourself in the first place? Maybe I didn't explain it clearly enough. So let me see if I can. When you go on the path to love you, you start that path. Usually it's because someone broke our heart, someone hurt our feelings, and because we know there's more to life than what we're seeing. We recognize the lie. We recognize that something's not right, but we don't know what the starting point is. We don't know where we should be starting. Okay? So, first of all, if you're kind to people, loving toward people, just being you, can you get abused? Yes. Even if you are an asshole, you can get abused. Even if you are a bitch toward people, you can get abused. It's this world for the good, not when the good is not running it. And I'm going to leave that right there. Okay? Because they give examples to everyone else on how to use and abuse everyone else and be isolated and follow and be chastised for being you and being different. And don't you want to conform? Don't you want to follow? No, bitch, I don't. You know, so they make you feel bad for loving you. They make you feel weird for loving you, even falling in love in the first place. They try to make you feel like you woo woo and that you're, hippie and what else. So what the fuck is wrong with that? It's funny because in the back of our brains, even when we're grown, there's still that hint of I need to be accepted. But here's the thing that none of y'all be paying attention to. Not at one time, except a few in the crowd, tells you to turn it inwards and love you instead of seeking it outside of yourself. Why are you seeking outside of yourself? See, they started with you seeking it outside yourself with a spirit you don't know. Then they started, well, they can't grasp that. So let's have them conform to what people want them to do and want them to be so they can be comfortable in the families they're in. Let's push that. Hence why you have the elite and upper crust families are more prisoners than we are. Though they paint the picture, they're free. What I mean is, to be a millionaire now, you have to have 7 streams of income when before you just needed one. And that was when you were sitting up with that one and being able to vacation with family. Now you got to check in every fucking day for 7 goddamn businesses that you're trying to grow, plus investing, plus real estate, all this shit. That's not an exchange that's equal to me. The whole point of being a millionaire and a billionaire was to give up your time for you to determine what you do with your time. With 7 fucking streams of income, you have no time. What the fuck are you talking about? Nowadays, you're constantly networking. You're constantly trying to get to know people. You're checking up on your businesses. You're creating new links and shit like that. And then like when people be like, well, that just takes about 3 days a week. That's still different from the one hustle you had to be a millionaire. No one is addressing that. No one is addressing the lie about that. Right? But everyone wants to sit up and be like, I need that. I need that. Okay, so you're slaving away for the dollar again. That's not freedom. And I watch, there's a young man that goes around talking to millionaires and billionaires and shit like that. And they have a similar thing. Be authentic. Don't waste your time on people that ain't worth it. Duh. Like for real. Some of them became super rich because they sold their business. They weren't super rich before they did that. They were making some, maybe six figures, but they weren't the billionaire and millionaires they were for some of them. For some of them. A lot of them have real good advice. Practical advice. And I was sitting up there and I was like, But these older ones don't have multiple streams. They have one or two or three, which would include real estate and investment portfolio in their business. The younger ones are the ones doing the work for the older ones with seven streams to that one. See, for me, I'm thinking about that. I'm not thinking about, oh, how much can I get? How much can I get? I'm not going to be a slave to no motherfucking dollar. I'm not going to be a slave to a system. I'm not going to be a slave to a lie to try to make me a slave for them. I don't fucking work for them. I work for me and my spirit. That's who I work for. Fucking work for them. My power does not go to them. It is not used for them. It is used for the universal community to wake up so you're not slaves to the lie. You understand? So, when you know you, okay, let's put it in terms you can understand. When you know you, when you love you, you won't really know you until you love you. The reason being is because then you gave love and you said, okay, I want to know me. I want to know me through and through so I can love me. Love will say, okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to start you where you're at, and then I'm going to need you to go back to that trauma. And then I'm going to need you to go back to that other one. And then I'm going to need you to go back to that other one. And you're going to be like, dang, love, really? You asked to understand yourself. You asked to love yourself. And in order to do that, you have to see yourself. You dig what I'm saying? In order for you to see yourself, you got to understand why you went through what the lessons you went through, why I gave them to you, so you could be better. That's understanding. That's dropping the anger. That's understanding it's been you the whole time. And it's been you doing it in your choices and your decisions with spirit or without spirit. And the reason why you are the way you are is because a lot of circumstances, a lot of things could have been a part of it. Many things couldn't have been a part of it. But at the end of the day, who is the root? You. Do you understand? You're the root. So love has to show you so you can understand why you do what you do, why you did what you did, why you made that decision, why you chose that person, why did I choose that job. That's what it does. It shows you the real. And those that's walking around shitting on love is the ones who are fake enough and not strong enough to accept the real of love. Because when you do, you're not fools like that. You are spiritually awake. See, that's what love does. It makes you spiritually awake and aware. Do you understand? You're awake when you love. When you walk in love, you will see what you didn't see before. You will pick up on things you never thought you could, and your powers grow. They don't want them growing in love because these beings don't understand love. They don't know it the way we know it. And that's why humans are a threat. Because you always love the baby and you leave the adult alone. We're the babies. So we get the chances. You understand? Okay, we're going to pick this up in a part 2. Love you.